Great Paul Mooney would often say, "Nigga, you got your wake up call." Travis Scott got his wake up call. The judge will not dismiss him from being a part of the case of the Astroworld tragedy that happened a few years ago. He's still held liable civilly, not in a criminal sense, but just in a civil case. There are over 25. There are at least 2,500 lawsuits, that are aimed at him. So he's feeling it. This is his nigga wake up call, and I don't wish ill on the man. I'm just saying it's part of. Hey, this is part of the game. This is a sad part of the game. People get trampled at your concert. You're always going to be found guilty in the court of public opinion, which really doesn't mean anything. But sadly, people think it has weight. So Travis Scott is a very talented young man and a great performer, and has gone on with his life. He performed on SNL not too long ago. He's still doing tours. He made another kind of amazing feat, weird kind of crazy thing happened. He was during his Circus Maximus tour. The ground shook so much at one of the ruins in Rome, I think it was, that it actually triggered a 1.7 or over a 1 point something earthquake, and it caused some parts to crumble. So he just has a time with his concerts, and it's a sad shame that 10 people had to die, for entertainment. It's for a good time. You go to a concert, you want to feel the vibe, you want to feel the experience. You might smoke something, you might drink something, you might take a pill. You're feeling yourself, and then out of nowhere, people are running and you get knocked over and you're trampled, and they call that asphyxia, and it's like getting crushed by a car. That's what it's like. A certain type of asphyxia. So Travis Scott got his nigga wake up call. That's just the facts. Just the reality. He's trying to live the best life he can, living a young black man with money, and he had sponsors. I don't think he has sponsors anymore with McDonald's. He had the whole campaign with them. I think they dropped him from that. He had the Nike on. I think he still has that though. The special Jordan sneaker he made. Look that up. It's Nike. It's a collabo with Travis Scott and Nike. He has several. The Air Jordan 1 High Travis Scott, and various others. But he got his wake up call. He got his nigger wake up call. You just can't do the same thing. You can't act like 10 people didn't get killed at your concert. And his lawyers are arguing, well, yeah, hey, he's an entertainer. He's not really the head of security and safety and well-being. He really didn't have anything to do with it. That may be true. Oh man, my main man. All right, I had $160 gold today. It just went down to 135. Give this man applause. Dot focus. Applaud dot focus. I appreciate that bonus. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Come in the live chat. I can interact with you. We can talk. But I appreciate that boost. I appreciate that very much. Now, so like I said, Travis Scott got his nigga wake up call. He's moving, like it never happened. And that's probably rankling. There's a vocab word. That's probably rankling the families. They seem that if they may feel like he's taunting them, because they are still missing their loved one. They're still missing whoever was trampled and killed that night at that festival. So Travis Scott's in a weird position. Drake was not liable. He was not, he was dismissed from the whole civil suits. Travis is still on the hook. Travis Scott is still on the hook. He's going to give up some mills. He's going to give up some million dollars. He's going to that. I just see that. I mean, I might be wrong, but I see him giving at least, you know, $2, $3, $10 million up to them, because he's worth what, I don't know, 40 million. I don't know, 50, at least maybe 20 million. But he's gonna be giving up some M's. That's just a fact. That's just the truth. He's definitely gonna be giving up M's. His lawyers again are asking for a summary. But the Judge Kristen Hawkins is the judge behind all of this, and she had, you know, in her mind that said, you know what, you got to pay up somehow, sir. We got to stand you up before a jury. We got to have, you know, people in the crowd. We got to have the families be present, give them their testimonials, you know, give their testimony in the courtroom. You got to stand up. You got to say, well, they have to. Are you a defendant? I don't know. That's why I always get confused. You're not really a defendant in a civil case. I forget what it's called when you're in a civil case. Let me see. What I can look that up real quick. But he got his nigger wake up call. Yeah, without a question. Okay, so it is defendant. He'll be a defendant. Well, they'll say, here's a joke. What do you call a nigger in a 3-piece suit? What do you tell a nigger in a 3-piece suit? Will the defendant please rise? He'll be decked out. He'll probably be wearing, a real all black or something like that, and a chain or something like that. Real understated chain, not too flossy, not too flashy. But yeah, so it's goofy. It's really goofy. It's some goofy mess going on right now. So, I think this is my stupid brain opinion that Travis Scott's gonna like burst off into the scene and do even more amazing things. You know, once he's cleared of all this, like I said, he's gonna be, you know, not cleared in a sense of I'm saying cleared in a sense of personal responsibility for the deaths of these 10 people. He's going to give up some money, though. He's going to give up some change. He's got to give up some money. Just like with the late, great O.J. Simpson. He had to give up some money in the civil case. He gave up $33 million. I don't know if Travis Scott has $33 million. I can look it up online, but they're full of shit, mostly. A lot of them sites are full of shit. They don't really correspond to reality. But, yeah, so he got his nigga wake-up call. And his lawyers, again, you know, they're doing their lawyer thing. That's the great thing about lawyers. They're going to find some way to say that you're not liable, you're not responsible, it's not your fault. You had problems when you were a child, and they resurfaced, and you couldn't help people, you know, during your concert. Something. Lawyers are going to lawyer. Lawyers will lawyer. That's the tagline for tonight. Lawyers going to lawyer. That's the beauty of being an attorney, a barrister, you know, so many other different names for them, liar. But they'll protect you. That's the best part about being a lawyer. You know, that's the cliche they show in so many, you know, procedural cop shows. I want a lawyer. You know, you can have a lawyer present while we're speaking, right? And stuff like that. It's just common in, you know, American society, and I would imagine world society, all over the globe. You know, different lawyers. So his lawyers are fighting for him, like, as we speak. They're trying to draw up as many different ways to say that he is not responsible. He is not the key to all of this. He is not the main one. He was the performer. He was the artist. He was the one jumping up on stage and with the pyrotechnics and the lights and the smoke machines and all this, and the dancers and everything like that. He's the entertainment. He didn't have anything to do with their deaths that they're arguing. They're arguing that. And I would argue it too. I don't have all the, you know, the information. I tried to get as much information as I could on the fly, but If the judge says that he's still, on the hook, if he's still capable of standing trial for what happened at Astroworld, then that's the case. I mean, it's sad. It seems like what's similar is the Alec Baldwin case when he shot and killed, but he didn't really murder. See, there's a difference. He was cleared on the charges. He was cleared on manslaughter. He was cleared on all that. He killed someone, but he didn't murder anyone. He injured another person. So that's going to stay with him forever. Nobody will be able to he won't be able to live that down for the rest of his life. Same thing with Travis Scott. He will not be able to live down the Astroworld, tragedy forever for the rest of his days. Every time he performs, he will be thinking of those 10 people, or he should be thinking of those 10 people that lost their lives. And among the tens of other people, maybe hundreds of other people who were injured, who had been trampled but survived. That's the power of being a performer. You have to be able to go on after so many different things go against you and that stand in your way. Same thing. I don't know about Alec Baldwin's case, but I remember did they say something about him being liable, civilly? I don't know if he could be liable civilly. I don't know, but he's been cleared criminally. Same thing with Travis Scott. They've both been cleared criminally. There's no suggestion that they'll be locked behind bars for what happened. But I contend that he was not really responsible. From what I've seen, I've heard audio. I heard he's like, shout out to the guy. He said shout out. We don't do shout outs, but his words, I'm paraphrasing. He said shout out to the guy handing them, breaking up the crowd or breaking up the scene. Like he knew something was going on, but then he just kept on entertaining. He kept on rapping. Like he saw something was happening, but he kept on rapping. Like, is he responsible for that? Is that what they're arguing? Because he was very conscious of what was going down. It's like he saw it out of the corner of his eye, and he spoke to the mic. Oh, shout out to the guy, down there, whatever. And they're like, woo! Everybody's like, woo, woo, woo. And then it kind of just blanks out after that. But got that nigga wake up call. That's a nigga wake up call. If the judge says you're still liable, you're still on the hook, you're still, you should stand trial before a jury of your peers, whatever the hell that means. What is a jury of your peers? I have no clue. But he definitely did it. He definitely did it. Not that he did the 10 deaths. I'm saying he did it in the sense of he kept moving, he kept going, he kept the show on, show must go on. 10 people more. He didn't know. See, that's the thing at the time. He didn't know 10 people were dead. He didn't know that tens of others, or maybe hundreds of others, were being trampled and found in a precarious situation. He didn't know that at the time, so he just kept on rapping. He kept on with the show. Show was going on. It was a weird and strange kind of blend of making joy with your music and a horrific, terrible incident that befell Travis Scott and everyone present at that festival. That's what the true thing is. That's what the reality is. And that's what he has to realize too. He has to realize that and still go on. Like I said, he still has deals, I think, with Nike. He still has, his concert and his tour, Circus Maximus. He got a nigga wake up call. No, you're not dismissed. You're not dismissed. You're not dismissed. He must face jury. Must. It's not even like a question. Oh, could he? No. Whoa, wait. This is breaking news. Hold on. I gotta look this up. Hold on. It says the star rapper had asked to be dismissed from the $1 billion civil litigation over the 2021 disaster, which left 10 dead and hundreds injured. So it was. I said M's. This is a big B that he does not have. He does not have $1 billion. Over $1 billion. He's gonna have to get that from various people. He's gonna have to reach out. He's gonna have to have a fundraiser for that. He does not have $1 billion. He might have a few M's. He could have a few M's, but he ain't got no $1 billion. That's for sure. He ain't got that. There was a ruling made yesterday, Wednesday, April 24th, that Judge Kristen Hawkins denied the motion, leaving Scott on the hook, like I said before, to face the first jury trial in the case set to kick off next month. She offered no written rationale for her ruling, and attorneys for Scott did not return a request for comment. This is what I said also. More than 2,500 people have sued over Astroworld. And that's people, saying, shit, let me get in on that. Let me get on that. Let's get a class action suit, something like that. Or let's, maybe not do a class action suit. You don't get that much money from a class action suit. Let's get an individual suit over this. And it's got to hang over his head. I'm surprised that he was able to, still do tours and still do music and show up on SNL and show up in all these different videos and do songs and stuff like that. I don't know. It's sad. It really is sad. It's sad on so many other levels. And his name is Jacques Berman Webster II. That is Travis Scott. I don't know where he got the Travis Scott from. Maybe that's a superhero. I don't know. But collectively, they're seeking billions in potential damages. The victims claim that Scott, it says his name already, Live Nation and other organizers were legally negligent in how they planned the event. The lawsuits combined into one single large action in Texas State Court in Houston have spent much of the last 2 years in discovery as the two sides exchange information and take depositions of key figures. Scott was deposed in October, facing questioning from plaintiffs' attorneys for roughly 8 hours, according to the Associated Press. So that man went through 8 hours at least of just them grilling him and pressing him and asking him, well, what did you do? What couldn't you have done? What could you have done? Why didn't you, stop this? Why didn't you stop that? Why did this happen? That just went on for 8 hours or so, it seems. And it just was a torrent of, information being poured into this guy's face. That's just part of the nigger wake-up call. And it really is sad because it wasn't like he was like, all right, tonight I'm going to go on the stage and I'm going to do my little rap thing and 10 people are going to die and hundreds of people are going to get injured. Woohoo, yeah. Like, nobody has that. Nobody does that. Nobody has that mentality. Or at least anybody that has a clear conscience and a sense of morality. You don't have that. The first trial is the massive litigation and wrongful death case filed by a family of Madison Dubisky. She's coming up a lot. A 23-year-old who died at Astroworld is set to start on May 6th. With that trial date looming, many of the defendants have pushed to be dismissed from the case. Drake, Aubrey Graham, who was named in many of the lawsuits because he appeared on stage as a guest performer during Scott's Daily Show, was dismissed earlier this month. We discussed that. Drake doesn't have to worry about anything concerning Astroworld. He performed, he got on stage, he did his thing, then he got off, and it wasn't a problem. Nothing befell him. Nothing, turned, against him. But it's all on Travis Scott's shoulders. It's all on his own shoulders. He has to carry this for, like I said, for the rest of his life. And the fact that the judge did not dismiss him, just adds to the fact that he's going to have to, cough up some kind of coin. And they may have to do some kind of, I don't know, they do, deals and different, ways of, settling out of court. He's probably going to have to settle out of court, um, or maybe he can't. They said he has to stand for trial. So I don't know how that's going to work with billions with at least $1 billion. I don't know how that works. I could understand if it was out of court, but this is going to be in court. He's going to have to stand trial. Scott's attorneys argued last month that he too should be held liable for the tragic incident. Scott's own attorneys argued last month that he too should not be there's a key word, should not be held liable for the tragic incident. Even though the event was promoted under Scott's name and branding, his lawyer said that he was merely an onstage performer who was not responsible for ensuring audience safety. As I've said before, they are arguing that he did not have anything to do with wrangling the crowd, with making sure security was present. I mean, anything could have happened. Somebody could have had a gun. It's Texas, God damn it. So those people were probably strapped. Somebody was strapped. Out of all those people, one person had to be strapped. At least one person had to be strapped. They could have let off into the crowd, and was that Travis Scott's fault? Not at all. Not at all. Not the fact that 10 people died, sadly. That's a very sad case. 10 people lost their lives, and they're just trying to have a good time. That's just like the cliche, anytime you try to have a good time and then things go to hell, things go to shit. That's the sad part. Like any other adrenaline-inducing diversion, music festivals must balance exhilaration with safety and security. But that balance is not the job of performing artists, even those involved in promoting and marketing performances, wrote Scott's attorney, Daniel Petroselli. Italian. You got an Italian lawyer. He got a WAP. He got a Guinea WAP attorney. He goes on to say, which only makes sense. Performing artists, even those engaged in certain promotional activities, have no inherent expertise or specialized knowledge in concert safety measures, venue security protocols, or site design. Facts. What? What? Greg ass salute to you, sir. Thank you for coming in. I can't call you a broke bum nigga anymore. You gave me money. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. You already know the deal. Let 4 people come in, but don't tell the 5th one. You know how that goes. Tell 4 people about me. Don't tell 5 people about me. Yeah. So he's got that Guinea WAP. Was it cannoli eating lawyer. Oh man, no, but I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at just how sad and sick and disgusting this is, and how weird and strange it all is. It's like he's I called it like Paul Mooney says, a nigger wake up call, but this is like him going back to sleep and going into a nightmare. Seriously, this is a nightmare. $1 billion case. He ain't got $1 billion. That's for sure. He ain't got that. He got a few M's. He's going to give up as many M's as probably to suffice, all the people, the families, the hundreds of families that were affected. At a hearing over the motion last week, attorneys for Dubisky's family pushed back on Scott's argument, saying he had a conscious disregard for safety. Now, what the hell does that mean? Give the specifics. I don't know what that means. You have a conscious disregard for safety. Did he say, look, no, don't work on them. Pay attention to me. I'm on the mic. Oh, those emergency vehicles, don't mind them. Don't mind the emergency vehicles. I still got this rhyme to say. I'm still kicking rhymes. Don't look at those people over there. No. Don't talk. Don't say anything. You know, I'm still on the mic. I'm still rocking the mic. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. You know, it's like sad. It really is sad. As reported by the Associated Press, the victim's attorney argued that Scott had encouraged fans to break into the concert without a ticket, citing a tweet on the day of the concert in which he said, "We still sneaking the wild ones in." They also said he had created unsafe crowd flow conditions by insisting that Scott be the only musical act to use the main stage on the festival's first day, and then ignored orders from festival organizers to stop the concert when conditions turned dangerous. That's heavy. That's some heavy shit. That's what I needed, though. At least they gave me some kind of understanding. He said, you know, and he was tweet. That's when it was Twitter was Twitter. Back in the day, in my day, when Twitter was Twitter, not this X shit. Yeah, we used to tweet. What do you do now? You X each other? You. Who's this? Clout. All those people who died at Astroworld took the needle. What is that? Is that a needle? I'm not sure what that is. Is that a syringe? It's really small. I have to lean in because I can hardly see that. And got knocked down with the right frequency. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's a definite theory. That's a definite theory, Klaus. Are you new to here, sir? Have you been on here? I can't remember you being on here before. Klaus, I have, if you want to ask questions, it's $20. It is a needle syringe. Yeah, I see it. If you want to ask a question for me, it's $20. I just got $25 from a good man from the show, Dot Focus. So I appreciate that. So if you want to ask questions, you can use hit my Venmo at SKYLERIZED. That's what I'm promoting now for the most part. It's so quick. Next day, it's there the next day. PayPal too. PayPal.me. Even though I love Cash App. Even though I do love Cash App. But Venmo is real simple. It's SKYLERIZED. It's a vaccine emoji, dude. Okay. They'll delete my comment if I say all that other. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Understood. Klaus, you need the vaccine. I don't have any questions. Thanks. All right, it's good to go. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's a good theory. That's not a bad theory, Klaus. People are, it's thousands of people that in Houston, Texas. And there's people that he said allegedly come in. The wild ones come still sneaking the wild ones in. So who are the wild ones? They got that wild thing on their waist too. It's Houston, Texas. This is like gun capital of the world. Texas. They have conceal and carry and the right to carry laws and stuff like that. And just imagine if somebody started letting off in the crowd with the woo-wop, with the blicky, with the wild thing, with the blammer. Thankfully, nobody was shot to death, but it would have been probably even worse. More than 10 people died. It's sad enough that 10 people had to perish on a night where they thought they were going to have the time of their life. They probably popped a Molly. They probably were feeling themselves, were feeling real good, and then they turn around and they see people were jumping over them and flipping over people and stampeding and rushing the stage and all kinds of bullshit. So again, in summation of this particular topic, Travis Scott, you're going to have to give up something. I know you ain't got $1 billion, sir, but you're going to have to give up some M's at least. Or find a way to, for a line of credit or some shit. It's all on you, though, sir. All right. Okay, Klaus and Greg S are talking back and forth. Okay, I have to talk about my new favorite show, Fallout. I've been watching this show. I'm in season 1. It's the first season, and I'm on episode 6. And it's just like the weirdest, goofiest, funniest, scariest show that's based on a video game I've ever seen in my life. Like Fallout. Anybody who's seen Fallout knows what I mean. What is that? Oh, Klaus, you're hurting. They're still going back. Greg S and Klaus Clout are going back and forth in the live chat. But yeah, Fallout is the truth. It is amazing. Great production. The production value is just amazing, and the shock value is just it's off the charts. Like you don't see something coming, then you're like, okay, that's obvious. Then you're like, whoa, what the hell was that? Whoa, I didn't see that happening. And you're like, okay, that was. It goes. It's just like a roller coaster ride. As many times as that's been cliche, and it gives you that point where you're like, the tension is building, and then it releases you, and you're like, woo, this is an amazing ride. And you just feel, that you're on another like zone. You're in a different kind of place, But this particular episode 6 of Fallout, they're still going back and forth between the vaults. Chris Parnell is like a Cyclops. The black kid and the white girl, as I like to call them, Lucy and Maximus, they are still on a journey to find a head. I don't know if they are still on the journey to find a head, but they were on to find it. Like it was like a MacGuffin, but she's still on her way of finding a way to find her father. That's the thing with her. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about. That's the only thing I'm really caring about. She lost her finger. She gained another finger, but it's not the same. And so it's like a different color. It's like purplish, even though it fit on her finger. And then you have Walton Goggins' character is just extremely well and extremely talented. I don't know where he, the award shows are going to shine the light on him, if they're going to or not, but they should. They really should. They should really show him, because he has graced this series with his talent and has shown himself to be a worthy villain, worthy person that is a sympathetic character. Sadly, it's always like you can have sympathy for the villain and stuff like that. That's what they try to drive, and but this is something I always thought about too. Just like all these nuclear weapons that all these countries have, why? I mean, America should have them. Iran shouldn't have them. I get that. That makes sense to me. But why shouldn't like every free, rights respecting country have them, and every despotic authoritarian country not have them? How can we make that possible? How can we destroy those countries that seek to have weapons of mass destruction like nuclear bombs, H bombs and A bombs? It just befuddles me. I don't know. It's weird. It's a very strange thing. Like Israel should have nuclear weapons. UK nuclear weapons. North Korea shouldn't have nuclear weapons. South Korea should have nuclear weapons. Like, is it that simple? Is that like? But within the Fallout universe, it's been 200 years since the various nations dropped their nuclear bombs on each other, and the whole world was decimated, and these people had to go to the ground, and were forced, well, not forced, but they had to live in these conditions called vaults. And in these vaults, they grew corn, they grew potatoes and stuff like that, and the sun rose, and it felt like it was a real sun, and just things like that. Yes, I'm spending serious spoilers. No, this is a spoiler activity right here. I'm spitting serious spoilers. So, just like did you want to see this, Greg? Ass? Did you want to see this show? Have you seen any of the episodes? Have you seen the first through the sixth? I mean, all the episodes are available. Actually, I just haven't seen after six. I've seen the sixth one, but I mean the guy the guy the way the people talk is crazy. He said, this is a pause no Diddy one, but he said like um he said something about he said something like, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, my cock, it gets hard and then it bursts like a pimple. Do you want that or something like that? No Diddy, pause no Diddy, but he said that. He said those words just like that, similar to that effect. I was like, this is this show is crazy. This show is wild. But it's just I know. Pause. No Diddy. So I said no Diddy. No Diddy. So pause. No Diddy on that. It's very it's very matter of fact. Very in your face. They showed titties. They showed titties on the show. They showed tits. But it wasn't like gratifying or sexually alluring. It was like horrifying and very weird, because it was like a cult. I'm giving away everything. I'm spoiling everything. I'm spoiling it for everybody. He says nice. Yeah, mommy milkers. Greg asked is something special. But yeah, so you have to watch this show, Fallout. It's the truth. It'll set you on a different path, and and it's based on a video game. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how the writers they're very talented, and the production designers and the costumers and the special effects department. Everybody's on par right now. Everybody's on a level of excellence right now. They're doing something very special with this show, Fallout. And I definitely appreciate it because it shows the craftsmanship, the artistry of all these different people coming together and making something that's special, I think. And so it says something bigger about the world. It's like, this is what could happen. This isn't as fake as it normally is. Look at Facebook. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. He's building a $270 million bunker because he knows what's about to happen. He knows China and Iran and North Korea and I guess you can say Palestine and Hamas and Gaza, whatever the hell. It's all mixed up together. But mainly it's Palestine and Hamas as the government. All of that is coming together. He sees it. He knows. He's one of the brightest people in the world. He's really smart. So he knows what's going to is probably going to happen. So he's getting prepared with his bunker. It's probably going to last him another 50, 60 years. He's going to keep going. But back to Fallout. Fallout is just it's so entertaining. Not a moment where you're like, okay, you're dragging, you're boring. There's moments where you're like, okay, I can see that coming, and then you're like, oh my god, I did not see that coming, and you're just thrown back, and you're just like, wow, this is a crazy show. But I highly recommend Fallout. I highly recommend it. It's definitely going to take you on a trip because it has so many different elements to it. It has science fiction, it has drama, it has romance, it has comedy, it has it's all wrapped up into one big package. And I'm glad the Amazon Studios took the time and the patience and the willingness to take on this project because it's worth seeing. It's worth knowing about. It's worth seeing, and I'm just waiting for the Emmys and maybe even the Golden Globes. I'm not really a Golden Globes because nobody. It's weird when you say Golden Globes. It's a goofy thing. It's like, oh yeah, I want a Golden Globe. Okay, they don't even count that as an EGOT. It's not an EGOT. They don't they don't say Emmy, Grammy, Golden Globe, Oscar, Tony. It's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. You know, if you won a Golden Globe, good for you. It was a party that night. Nobody cared. They were all drunk. So it's like that's the impression I get from the Golden Globes. You know, everybody's at a table. You're sitting back. Did we win? All right, great. We didn't. We won. Woohoo! You know, just like with the Social Network. Social Network was, you know, that whole thing was a fiasco. The fact that the fact that the Social Network did not win against the King's Speech is still rankles me at the Oscars. They won at the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes, it won, but nobody cares. It's all about Oscar. It's all about the Academy Awards. So the Golden Globes of the Hollywood Foreign Press, it's like, good for you. That's great. Wonderful. Nobody really, you got a Golden Globe. Hey, you got a Golden Globe. Golden Globe winner, you know? But nobody ever says this that I know of. I haven't heard this really in the media before, but nobody says. I mean, the one part about the party I heard about before, like everybody's in their seats in the Golden Globe. I mean, in the Oscars. The women have wonderful, illustrious gowns, and they probably cost tens of thousands of dollars. Some of them cost more than cars. And the men all have tuxedos, are very clean and cut and trim and tailored. I mean, some people did that for the Golden Globes, but it's not as serious. I mean, they don't show up in overalls and kicking up dust, and wearing shit kickers and boots. But at the same time, it just doesn't seem right. But get back to Fallout. Fallout, all the spoilers are happening right now. I will always spoil it. Every time I talk about Fallout, I'm going to spoil it. So if you haven't watched the show, you're going to be rewarded when you see like, what happened? And you actually see, oh, that's what he meant when he spoiled it for me. So Fallout, if you don't want to be here, clear out. I'll continue on with my spoilers. So that's where I am with that. So if you like, tragedy, comedy, drama, romance, action, all that wrapped up in one. Great dialogue, great writing, great scenarios, tension building, the idea of chasing your hero up a tree, throwing rocks at him and getting him down, or letting him stay up there to die. That's the whole process behind that. That's the whole process behind the best Hollywood TV shows and movies ever made. And this is among them. Fallout is just a super example. Like, you first you're off, you're like, what the hell? What is this? Then you get into it and you're like, damn, this is pretty good. This is excellent. This is very well made. It just takes a little time to get used to it. So if you ever get the chance to view it, it's on Amazon Prime. And it's available right now. Like I said, you can binge watch all the episodes. I'm not doing that. I'm taking it day by day. I'm on episode 6, so I'm really looking forward to the series surprises, and I'm sure there's Easter eggs. I don't know. I never played the video game. The video game probably has tons of Easter eggs that they hide in the show and come up in different ways. I mean, just the little tiny things, just the little breaks. When they break from a scene, it goes black, like the whole show is over or something like that. Then it returns to the picture, and then black, and then finally at the end they have written or directed by, directed by credits, and the credits roll. But this is just a big part of what I've been saying. There are so many shows. It is literally impossible to watch the hours of shows that you really want to watch. It's literally impossible. The movies, even movies are pretty good. But the TV shows are excellent. Movies are very good. TV shows are excellent. And Fallout just falls into, you see what I did there? It falls into that category, that latter category of great TV shows. It definitely expresses the idealism of being transported into the future, into a scary, weird, unbelievable, kind of existence that human beings find themselves, in which human beings find themselves. It's a harbinger. It's something that shows you what could happen. It could announce the approach of something that is very scary. It's a very weird world, but you have a strong guide, and people like Lucy. Lucy is the heroine, and she's on the hero's journey, just like the Odyssey and the Aeneid and the Iliad. She's on the hero's journey trying to find her dad. That is the drivetrain of the movie, or the TV show. Excuse me, the TV show. Well, technically it's a movie, but it's a motion picture. But that's all she's focused on. Everything she does is related to her finding her father. That's it. Whatever action that happens in between that all serve to uplift or denigrate her journey. But it's still about her journey. She's the main character. She is the heroine. So, if you haven't watched this show, I highly recommend it. Strongly recommend it. I mean, just to watch the visuals. The visuals. I mean, the way that the even the title the card. The title card. I love title cards that are different. Like the movie. I keep on saying movie. Technically, it's a movie, but it's not. It's a TV show. TV show Girls. I was always wondering what when the girls little title card would come up and what color it would be. In Atlanta, I wanted to see where the Atlanta title card would show up. It could show up on a coaster. It could show up on somebody's rearview mirror. It could show up, just various people, various places. In this one, they show, the Fallout being rusted, Fallout, dust, like, going away in dust and sand. Like, just creativity. That's just the thought. Everything is for a reason. That's the beauty of fiction, of writing, of creating, of making things in the artistic world. Everything has a purpose. Nothing is random. Nothing is there. Oh, I just felt like putting it there because I liked it there. No, it serves a purpose, serves some kind of reason. That's the key to it. That's what makes a TV show, a novel, a short story special. Everything has to have a reason. And it's all volitional. That's the beauty of romantic realism. Even if something isn't necessarily romantic realism, which Fallout is not, but it comes close. It has elements of it. But for the most part, it displays something that is anathema to a lot of procedural dramas. You know what's going to happen. They're going to get locked up. They're going to get out. They're going to see this. They're going to get in trouble. Blah, blah, blah. You know what's going to happen. It reminded me of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had such high production value that it was able to say, hey, we had these MFAs. We might as well put them to use and inject, Walt Whitman and Heisenberg and different things like that into the storylines, and still have. That's nothing about the beauty. I'm gonna talk about Fallout, but I want to talk about Breaking Bad real quick. Breaking Bad was so great because it showed the different tiers of society, different levels of society. It showed the very low class people, like what was his name, Pete and Possum or something like that, and what's his name, Jesse Pinkman's his friends and the people that they're in the house together with the baby, and she's getting called a skank and stuff like that, and she kills the guy. More spoilers. And then you have the high class, the high the high amount of people. Hi, Jerry. If you want to ask me any questions, it's $20, sir. Just letting you know, my Venmo is at SKYLERIZED. Salute to you. Salute to you, Jerry. So the high class are I can't remember their names. Hold on, let me look at their names. Hold on. Give me a second. The Schwartzes, yes. The Schwartzes. They were the high class. They were, multimillionaires or billionaires. And okay, very good question, Jerry. Now all you have to do is send me $20 and I'll answer that. You send me $20 right now and I'll answer that. But so that was, and of course the middle class is like Marie and Hank and Walt and Skyler. They're like in the middle. They're not making that much money, but they're making good enough money. I think Venmo, sir. Venmo. I don't think YouTube has a currency that I know of. They may have a currency, but I know Venmo definitely does. My Venmo is at SKYLERIZED. If I said that too fast, it's at SKYLERIZED. $20, and I'll answer your question. Yeah, so just to give you an analogy of the two shows, the excellent production value, various questions that arise in the statement of each show. It's a wonderful thing that they do. 100 what is okay? That's a question. You're asking. That's another question. That's two questions already. You do what it's at least $20. It's at least $20. That's all I'm gonna say. At least $20 is all I'm gonna say. I'm not necessarily answering the question. Yeah, Greg S is saying LLL. He knows the jokes. He sees the jokes too. We see the jokes, Greg, don't we? We see the jokes. I can already see the jokes happening. But that's all right. Fallout season 1, episode 6. The truth. The freaking truth. It is so crucial to watch this show. You will not be disappointed. You will be amazed. You will be amazed at the fact that they did so well crafting the different characters, the different environments, the different storylines, the story arcs, all of that. No. There's no rhetorical questions. It's just questions, sir. There's no rhetorical questions. It's $20 or more for me to answer any kind of question. I don't care if it's a rhetorical question or whatever it is. Oh, that's you. I don't even see that was you, Greg S. So, same thing for you, Greg S. It's $20. I don't care. $20 or more. $20 or more, sir. But I was up to 3 people. Now it's down to 1 person. But I had 3 likes, so I'm not too mad. We're rolling at a good clip. I'll probably have 40 people, 40 views on this one. Wasn't like before. It was jumping before. I had 100 something coming out the gate. Like 120, 150, 200 one day, 300 one day. I was doing the goddamn thing. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, so Elliot and Gretchen billionaires on Breaking Bad. You saw, okay. Peep game. Maybe you got to smoke a blunt. No, no, never smoked a blunt, never smoked weed, never had, no, don't want to. Maybe if I reach like 106, I'm doing everything. I'm doing, I'm doing coke. I'm doing. If I make it to like 110 or something like that, I'm going out with a bang. I'm like, I'm gonna call me some women up, some strippers or something. I'm gonna get some coke. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. Oh, it's my PCP. He leaves the weak stuff to women. You mean our friend Rick James? That's with the PCP. He's on the dust. He's on the water. He's he does the water. He does. I'm surprised he didn't say something like "You are late, sir." You looking the man who looks through the looking glass and sees Skylar Sander. Yeah. So that's what I think is possible, but I stray away. These last few moments are dedicated to Fallout. Watch the series. If you have Amazon Prime, make sure you watch it. I'm gonna be talking about them pretty soon. I'm once I think it drops every now and then, every few days. So I don't think it's like you can binge it, watch it. I don't think you can. Maybe you can, but I don't think you can. As proud Puerto Rican Scott smokes Montego con queso. What is Montago? I know with cheese. What is mofongo con queso? What is that? Yeah, I was watching The Boys, and I'm like, I'm not. It's not bad. It's not. It's great production design, great characters. It's not a bad show. It's just that the idea of the superhero thing is just so tired. It's just like, ugh. Do they gotta have utility belts and capes and have save people, murder people? Like it's not awful, but it's like it's just a drag to me. I'm tired of the superhero thing. I never get tired of the drug thing. The Wire, the drug thing. Breaking Bad, drug thing. I don't get tired of that. They feel like novels. And that's what's strange about Fallout. Fallout feels like a novel. It doesn't feel like a game, a video game. It feels like a novel in the way it's constructed. Like they weren't afraid to break through and not make it feel like you're playing a video game. It makes you feel like you're watching a novel unfold. That's what's so cool about that. The Wire is excellent, absolutely. Greg asked, that's between you and Peep Game. That's between you two. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not gonna get into that. That needs a no diddy and a pause. That's some other stuff. That's not for me to get into. But yeah, so Fallout. Go watch it. See about it. It reminds me of Fargo in a lot of ways. It has that hunky dory, okie dokie, down home, simplicity, but then it has that undercurrent of darkness and viciousness and evil lurking, and you have to match the two together and see what comes out of it, and try to triumph. Make sure that that you have you focus on the heroes and hope they have the victory. That's the importance of that show, and that what makes it great. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. Peep Game, Jerry Mitchell, Greg S., Klaus Clout, and that's it. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you. I'll see you, and take care.